Shall we begin?
Let's begin now.
Okay, everybody, so we're back for our second lesson in Gypsy 101. So now, as I had said in the previous video, I was going to come back and show you how to link your cartridges to your Gypsy. So right now I am at the menu screen for my options to go ahead and decide if I want to start a new project, open a project, open as a template, update my Cricut, delete a file, or this is the one we want right here, which is link cartridge. And I don't want to make anyone dizzy, but I'm going to go ahead and just zoom in just a little bit here. And I apologize for the glare. So this is the one we want, which is link cartridge. So what you're going to do is, you should have received, when you bought your Gypsy, a cable that looks like this, like so. So now what you want to do is, and I'm sorry about that, I'm just going to back up a little bit. You want to take this end of your connector and you're going to place it in the bottom right here of your Gypsy. And then what you want to do is, we're going to link this cartridge right here, the Victorian Romance cartridge. So I'm going to take out my cartridge, and the other thing that I recommend to you is, go ahead and when you purchase a cartridge, they give you reward points. Go ahead and make sure that you do go to the Cricut rewards website and put in that you purchased this so you can get your points. For this particular one, it says 50 points. And I have been able to get cartridges using some of my reward points. And the other thing that you should also do is, you should go to Cricut.com and register your cartridges, your Gypsy, your Cricut. Register everything, because I found when I did have to send that Cricut back, they did ask me, did I register it, because they had to make sure that I wasn't out of warranty, and luckily I wasn't out of the warranty. So this is my cartridge, and you'll notice that on the back of here, when you peel this off, you're going to see a little number back there, right there. That is what you want to make sure you register. So now the thing about linking a cartridge to your Gypsy, once it is linked, you cannot link it to another cartridge, Gypsy, unless your Gypsy dies on you. Then what they will do at ProvoCraft is cancel out the serial number of the Gypsy that you're not using anymore, that broke or whatever, and set it up so that you can register your cartridges. That's why I was able to take the cartridges that I had to relink and was able to link them back to my Gypsy, because the serial number and the serial number of my Gypsy and the serial number of the cartridge matched. So thank goodness that was okay. So now what you'll do is, you're going to take this portion of the cord and your cartridge and just place that, snap it inside, and it should snap like that. So now you're ready to go ahead and start linking. So you're going to click the link cartridge, and you'll get a message that tells you, please ensure the Cricut cartridge is connected to the Gypsy. Press OK when ready. So then you'll go ahead and you'll press OK. And what it's going to do is read the cartridge, and now it's coming up. It has the name of the cartridge up here in the top, and then it says, attention, this process permanently permanently links the attached cartridge to this Gypsy. That means this, you can't take this and this cartridge and give it to someone else and let them link it to their cartridge. Now they can use it in their Gypsy, in their Cricut. That's fine, because I've been to a crop where we all bought our Cricuts and we just took each other's cartridges and placed them inside our Cricuts and cut what we wanted. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, because I do want to link this permanently, and I'm just going to tap on the OK. And then you get the Cricut license agreement, which if you want to read that, you can. I've linked enough cartridges, I don't need to read it anymore. And then you're going to click I agree, or tap. I'm sorry if I keep saying click, because like I said before, I work at a help desk with computers, so everything is clicked to me. But really, you're tapping. So now I have the message back to me saying, congratulations, you have successfully linked this cartridge to this Gypsy. Then it asks me if I want to go ahead and link another cartridge. I can click yes or no. I do have another cartridge to link, but I'm not going to sit here and, have you watch me link the next cartridge. So I'm going to tap no. So now what I can do is I can go ahead, and I'm sorry for the glare, and just don't yank this out. What you need to do is, there's two buttons here on the side. You're going to click on hold in those two buttons and then just take it out. And then you're all set and ready to start your new project. So now we are going to begin with starting out with a new project. So we'll go to those screens so you can see what each one of them do. And by the way, if I didn't say previously, this button is your menu button. This is what brings up a menu for if I want to exit out of here, or if I want to cancel, or if I need help. So I'm just going to cancel because I want to be in this menu. And the next thing I'm going to tap on is open. I'm sorry, I said we were going to do a new project. So let me cancel that, and we're going to click on the plus sign for new. So now I have the option of choosing the 12x6 mat, the 12x12 mat, or the 24x12. And we're going to choose the 12x12 and tap. So this is actually your mat. It looks exactly like your Cricut mat that you use in your Cricut. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the right hand side and talk about the basic tab first. And I'm going to zoom in because this is really tiny. So I think you should be able to see that now. So now up here in the top we have your x-axis and your y-axis. So this is your y and this is your x. And if you want, you can do your measurements in inches, or you can do them in millimeters. And right now it is telling me that I am at position 5.5 for my x-axis and 5.5 on my y-axis. So I just keep those at inches, and I actually never pay any attention to this because, as I said before, I hate measuring. So I kind of just put it on there wherever I want. So now the other thing that is really key and important is your width and your height. And I've shown before on here how you can change this if you want your width and your height to be different. Right here is a little chain link, and that is your aspect ratio. Your aspect ratio, if it is on, it is going, which means it's highlighted in yellow. That means that whatever you put in here, the height and the width are going to be proportioned to each other. So we'll go over changing both of those after we finish going through everything else on the screen. You also have what is called your grouping button. And the grouping button is if you want to take and put something on your mat and you want them to be grouped together. That's when you would use this key or this button. The X is the delete button. So if I put something on here or I move something around and I decided I didn't really want it, I would just click or tap on the delete button. This next button right here is your real dial size. Now, I've used the real dial size before, and I'm going to go over in future videos how I use this and why you would want to use this. The next button, this button right here, is your ungroup. So, for instance, supposing you put something on here and now you want to you group them together, but now you want to ungroup them. You would use that. And then this one right here is going to be your best friend. This is the undo button. Now, the only thing about the undo button is it doesn't undo like on a computer. Well, you can click tapping on undo, 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 and it'll undo the last 6 things. It will only undo the last thing that you did. And then this button right here is your cut button. And I clicked on that just to show you where you would load your mat. And then if you wanted to multi-cut, you would tap down in here and put how many times you wanted to multi-cut. So let's go back. And then these are your directional buttons for moving around your object or whatever you've placed down here on your mat, moving it around. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to actually change our height and width. We're going to make them the same for now. So I'm going to tap on the height, and what I'll get below here is a set of numbers. And to change this, I want to change this to 3 inches tall, or for my height. So I'm going to tap on that set of numbers, and you can tap anywhere on any number. And what it does is it brings up a little menu, or it looks like a little calculator. Well, it's not a calculator, it's just some numbers. So I said I'm going to make this, we'll make it 3 so we can make it large enough. So all I'm going to do is just tap on the 3, and if I want to put in 3.0 I can, but I'm just going to put in 3. And if I decide I don't want 3 in there, you can come over to here and you can click clear. If I type in 3.5, that will make it 3.5. I can go ahead, and if I don't want the 0.5 in there, I can just backspace that out, and I can backspace out the 3. So I'm going to make it just 3 and click OK. So now my whatever I decide to put on my mat, or where my cursor is, or at least I think this is a cursor, is going to be 3 inches. And because I have the aspect ratio on, whatever I pick is going to be proportion, height, and width. So let's now move to down here at the bottom. You'll see this right here. This is actually your overlay. So we're going to tap that, and that's when you get all of your, or the cartridge that you have up right now. And I have Straight from the Nest up because that was the last cartridge that I worked on. So I'm going to stop the video right now and let you practice with just learning these buttons over here. And then when we come back, we're going to we're going to go over how to select a cartridge and how to do a search. I'm sorry. How to select your cartridge and do a search. So, don't forget to come back. Thanks. Bye.